fucking Magic 8 Ball. You lied to me last time. Fuck. So it's been a little bit over 24 hours after the show, and well, what an interesting show we had yesterday. I mean, regardless of the wish list video that I made, I have some thoughts on the whole presentation. Xbox kind of did a bold move and only showing us the next 12 months of games launching on Game Pass and on Xbox, and well, it was weird not to have a lot of Xbox Game Studios and Bethesda Studio games on the show, and a lot of games that we expected, kind of thought it was going to be granted to be there, right? Like Hellblade and Avowed and even Indiana Jones, right? But it wasn't, so it was weird. The show started great, I'm not gonna lie. The show started with Redfall gameplay, extensive gameplay, and then they had one or two games in there that, to be honest, there's a whole bunch of games I don't even remember all. Well, and then the middle happened. The middle part of the show was filled with indie games, like AA games, and it wasn't like these games are bad games, right? Of course, but it took out something off the show. I mean, the mood of the show actually changed, and it changed dramatically. I mean, if you saw our reactions in WBG, or you heard our reactions, we were a bit frustrated. I'm not gonna lie. We were, I think, in awe what we were seeing. I mean, we were expecting different kinds of stuff, and instead we had games like, with no disrespect to the games though, because eventually I'm gonna try them out. They're gonna be on Game Pass. I'm gonna play them. I like all diverse types of games, but when your fan base expectations are high, when all week we're talking about this is the show, this is it, there's nothing holding you back, and then you have a middle part of the show that is full with AA and indies, it kind of hurt the show. The mood dropped. My mood changed dramatically because I was expecting big games, like mind-blowing games. It's not that there weren't one or two mind-blowers or surprises in the show, but I feel like something was actually missing, and unfortunately I feel that the show kind of missed the mark in that part. Still don't understand the decision behind just showing the nearest 12 months. I mean, we know Xbox has a lot more games to show. We know that Xbox has a whole bunch of stuff that we haven't seen yet. So what was the thought behind just showing the first 12 months? It was weird. It still perplexes me in some way, shape, or form. But I guess it is what it is. I mean, is that the decisions they made? And there must be a reason behind it. I have a theory about that, but it might be a crazy theory. But anyway, so the reason of this video is for what I liked about the show. There were a few things that, like, I'm not gonna lie, there's a whole bunch of games that come in the next 12 months. That's not counting third party and whatever was already announced. There's games that I like. There's a few games. I think like 4 or 5 games that I'm taking out of the show. So yeah, these are the games that I like. So number one, the show that I like is High on Life. That's from the creators of Rick and Morty. It's a weird fucking ass game. I love what I saw in that game. The graphics are pretty impressive, even though they're artsy and a little bit goofy and cartoony. The graphics look great. The gameplay looked interesting. I mean, you got a whole bunch of weapons that are basically creatures shooting bullets out of their buttholes. So that's kind of a weird thing in a video game. But it comes from the Rick and Morty creators, and what do you expect from them? I mean, it's total weirdness at its finest, and I'm down for that game. So I think that's one of the games that I'm looking forward to. So High on Life coming to Game Pass, really good, really great. So I'm down day one. The other game that, of course, started the show, Redfall. We finally saw gameplay about that game. Shooting mechanics, a little bit of the skill tree, we saw a little bit of the map and the open world, things like that. And I wasn't liking what I was seeing, but I saw the trailer again in 4K and with a better bit rate, and I'm like, all right, it looks much better than I thought. The initial stream doesn't help it at all. So Redfall looks great. Looking forward to the game. 4-player co-op. I'm down. Day one. Diablo 4. All right. Not gonna lie, when I saw the game on the show, I was a little bit let down because my mood already had dropped. I was not expecting the show to be the way it was, and when I saw Diablo, it didn't hit me at the beginning because we're used to always seeing Blizzard and Diablo games with a great cinematic cutscene, and then this game started a little bit weird or not traditional for what a Blizzard game is, with a opening CGI cutscene. But when we saw it, and I'm like, all right, so this is Diablo. Diablo 4 looks amazing. The graphic looks great. I love that they went back to the grittiness and the goriness of Diablo 2 and even the original. Diablo 3 is good, but it was a little bit. I didn't play it, to be honest. I didn't play Diablo 3. I didn't like it. Now I'm thinking even buying the remaster, and like, you know what, I'm gonna go back to Diablo. So Diablo is one of those games that, yeah, you know, it looks good, and I'm gonna jump back into that game. So yeah, Diablo is one of the other games. And the third game, oh boy, talking about shitting on somebody's parade, Forza Motorsport. I mean, oh my god. I mean, we knew Turn 10 was gonna come up with a great game. We knew how great the game was gonna look, and we still were surprised about that yesterday. I mean, Forza Motorsport actually blew our minds. It did the exact same job, or even better maybe, with when we saw Forza Horizon 5. Forza Horizon 5 blew our minds, and then Forza Motorsport came out and said, hey, GT, get the fuck out of here, to be honest. Like, if you choose to believe that GT7 is actually the better looking game, or even the better playing games, or anything, then I'm sorry, you're just lying to yourself. The other game that looked interesting to me was The Last Case of Benedict Fox. It's Lovecraftian style, Call of Cthulhu style video game. I like those games. I like everything that has to do with Cthulhu. I love the horror aspects of the Lovecraftian world. I mean, hence my name, Phantom Kraken. I know it's not Cthulhu, but I didn't want to choose the word Cthulhu, so I choose something like a ghostly octopus. So yeah, there you go. That's the origin of my Phantom Kraken name. It's a game that I'm looking forward to. I really like the game, and it looks good to me. And after seeing the show again and watching everything again, that caught my interest. And yeah, Last Case of Benedict Fox. It's on my radar. So yeah, like I said in the beginning of the video, the show suffered a little bit by only showing games within the next 12 months. I think not giving us a roadmap after June of next year hurt a little bit the show. A lot of people had high expectations. A lot of weird leaks and crazy leaks were out there, and none of them turned out to be true, except a few of them, right? And one of the hilarious one was Hideo Kojima actually doing a game with Xbox. Look, my boy Dirt already did a video with this, with a whole bunch of receipts and a whole bunch of ponies. It's hilarious. It's all I can say is this: we have to stop saying never. Never say never. That is the dumbest thing to say. Whole bunch of receipts out there of people saying, Kojima would never do a game like that. Will never do a game with Xbox. And there you go. A lot of people are already making fun of those dumb statements. I'm not going to do this here. Dirt already do that job, and I know my boy Sean is going to do the same. So whatever happens on Twitter, whatever, that's on you. I mean, stop saying never. Stop saying these games are not going to PC. Stop saying all these dumb statements. You never know what these companies are going to do. Like us, or like me yesterday, or last week. I thought this show was not going to fumble, or was going to be fantastic. And then we had the show that we have. So we gotta stop saying never. So Hideo Kojima was a great surprise, and Persona 3, 4, and 5 Royal are coming to Xbox finally. A lot of JRPG fans are out there. kudos to them. I'm happy for them. It's not much for me. I'm not a JRPG fan, but hey, Persona was one of those JRPGs that were locked exclusively on the PlayStation platform. A lot of people were asking for it, and now you're getting it. So good for the people who are happy for this news. That's great for them. The show was a little bit of a misfire for me. I was expecting more. There was a lot of Xbox Game Studio that I wanted to see that was not there, unfortunately. Bethesda also wasn't there as much as I wanted to be there. But we didn't see anything from id Software, from Machine Games. There was where was Deathloop? I mean, things like that. So, I'm gonna give the show a 6 out of 10. Right? They can do better, and I have a theory that next year, and here we go again with oh my god, wait for next year. I hate to say this, but you gotta wait till next year and see what is gonna happen. And I'm tired of saying this. Wait till next year. Wait for E3, but I guess the meme is gonna start again. And at this point, what can we do? We are in the waiting game, so yeah, we have to wait until next year, or maybe an EXO 2022 coming in October. Who knows if they're making that show? But unfortunately, we have to wait. So. Hope you guys find this entertaining enough. I'm going to try to keep on doing more videos, and maybe one day do a podcast. Who knows? It's not on my plans, but after my first video I did a few days ago, or yesterday, I think, I found this a little bit entertaining. It kind of like allows me to vent a little bit on screen and say, have my thoughts on screen a little bit more elaborated than on a show or anything like that. So yeah, hope you guys finding this entertaining. WBG podcast today at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have Randall Thor on the show. Also subscribe to Dirt Griggity at Dirt Griggity, Twitter, YouTube, Sean786, YouTube, Twitter. And if you want to subscribe to me or follow me on Twitter, I'll see you guys later today on the podcast.